What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today we've got for you is another Black Ops 3 video. This is going to be information regarding all of the perks currently in Black Ops 3 multiplayer, and of course this is a build that I got to play. Got to use some of these perks. I'm going to be running down what all the perks are in all three categories, and some information on some brand new ones which are pretty interesting as well. So as always, if you do enjoy the video, then make sure to leave a like rating on the video. That would be massively appreciated, and you can also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more uploads that I do on this channel. You definitely don't want to miss out. I've got a ton more Black Ops 3 gameplay coming up, and of course I've got a load of Black Ops 3 gameplay also on my channel right now. You can take a look around. I've got footage of all four maps, a bunch of weapons, of course more is on the way, so stay tuned and take a look around my channel for more Black Ops 3 footage. But first, we're going to take a look at the perks, and the first thing I want to say is that this of course is a pre-alpha build, so a lot of this stuff is subject to change. I think the order of perks, what certain perks do, and definitely the tier, I think those are very likely to change, and they could definitely be different in the beta versions and the final build of the game. So that's all possible that stuff could be changed, could be renamed and moved to different tiers. So let's have a look at this first tier. This is called tier 1, of course, and the first one is called Flak Jacket. This is very similar to the kind of Flak Jacket we're always seeing in Call of Duty games. Reduces the explosive damage you will take from explosive things such as grenades and score streaks and stuff like that, and also flames as well from thermite bombs. That's going to reduce your explosive damage. Then we have Blind Eye. This makes you undetectable by enemy air supports. Of course, that's anti-score streaks. Then you got Ghost, which works in the same way as Black Ops 2. You have to be moving to be hidden from the UAV, so you can't just be sitting in corners and expecting to be hidden. You do have to be moving around, and it will also protect you if you're planting or defusing bombs or controlling your score streaks. You're covered in that sense, but you do have to be moving to be hidden from the UAVs. Next up is Blast Suppressor. This is of course going to be one of the most used ones. This makes you have no signature, or when you can do your thrust jumps, and you won't show up as like a blip or like a thrust on the map when you do those movements, of course, so the enemies won't know who you are. I think thrusting isn't going to be as useful as in Advanced Warfare, but still you do want to be keeping off the map when you're doing those kind of things. And also thruster sound is suppressed, which means that you won't be making such a loud noise. I think that's also equally as important, and people won't hear your thruster packs going off when you're constantly doing that. And then we have Afterburner. This means your thrusters have a faster recharge rate, so you can simply do that a lot more often. You can be boosting around and doing wall running and doing all these sliding abilities, and you'll be able to do it a lot more often. Then we have Overclocked. This is a very interesting one, and allows you to earn your specialist weapon or specialist ability faster. So this is basically hardline, except for your specialist power weapon or power ability. So of course each of the characters have their power weapon or abilities. Let's take Ruin, for example. His power weapon are the gravity spikes that slam to the ground, whereas power ability is the actual super speed one, which allows you to move at greater speed. And that's an example of a power weapon or a power ability, and those are basically sped up when you use this Overclock perk. So it's basically hardline, but for these power kind of specialist abilities. Then we have perk 2. This is the second set of perks you get to choose from, and these are green. And the first one is called Hardwired, immune to counter UAV, power core, and EMP grenades. So this basically prevents your senses being taken away from you, such as your mini-map, and your heads-up display prevents those from being destroyed by those enemy equipment, and also has a bonus added effect in addition to the past versions it's been in past Call of Duty games. And this allows you to not be able to trigger these proximity-based lethals or tacticals, such as things like these proximity mines. They won't go off when you walk by them, things like shock charges as well. So that's kind of like added benefit. It makes Hardwired a lot more beneficial. I think that's good because Hardwired has always been one of the weakest and the worst perks in the game in the past recent Call of Duty games. So it's good they're getting a little bit more of a buff and makes it a little more useful. Then we have Scavenger. This is very similar to the past Call of Duty games. Replenish ammo and equipment from enemies killed by non-explosive weapons. So you can't go around like using grenades and noob tubes and expect to get those back. But if you kill them normally, you're going to get some ammo back. So that's going to be kind of essential for your longer kill streaks. We have Fast Hands, a perk that I use a lot of pretty much every single gameplay that I got. And this allows you to swap weapons faster, aim faster after sprinting, and reset the fuse when throwing back grenades. The main thing that I cared about was aiming faster after sprinting. Allows you to ready up your weapon and get into a gunfight a little bit quicker. It's kind of like Quick Draw 2.0. I really liked that feature. Then we have Tracker. See a digital imprint of enemy footsteps. This is a very, very interesting one. It's completely brand new to Black Ops 3, and this basically allows you to literally see footprints of enemies that have recently been stepping around you. I'll show you on screen right now what it looks like in the actual multiplayer trailer, and you can see these orange footsteps of where someone's been running, and you can basically follow them around. Of course, there is a cold-blooded perk, which I'm about to get into, which counters that, but Tracker is a very, very interesting perk. Going to be interesting to see how that's balanced and how it maybe changes up in the future, because it could potentially be overpowered. If you see footsteps, you should follow them and see where someone is. Next up is Ante Up. This is essentially hardline. You spawn with a starting bonus to your score streak meter, so that's how that works. And the final perk in the tier 2 category is Cold-Blooded. This reduces your digital imprint against enemy tracker and 6th Sense perks, the one I just mentioned. That will kind of reduce that and make them a lot less visible, and probably it would make them disappear a lot quicker. And you're also not targeted by ground-based AI score streaks, and you're also immune to thermal optics. So Cold-Blooded is quite a loaded perk there. A lot of benefits there, a lot of kind of little things that make you more hidden from a lot of things that are available available in Black Ops 3, and I think definitely one of the interesting things is that you're kind of immune to AI ground-based score streaks, so not the aerial ones, all the ground-based ones you won't be seen on their radar, the ones that are controlled by computers anyway. And the final tier of perks, these ones get quite interesting. This is perk 3, the red ones. The first one is Engineer, shows enemy equipment and score streaks in the world, shows enemy score streaks on your minimap, and you can re-roll and booby trap care packages, which I really like. I think re-rolling and booby trapping care packages is a really cool feature. I love that in Black Ops 2, especially with the Black Hat PDA, and hopefully that'll be returning in a similar fashion. But Engineer is a pretty cool perk. Next up we have 2 classics returning: Dead Silence, which makes you be able to move silently and won't make your footsteps sounds very kind of loud and easy to hear from enemies. And we also have Awareness, which makes enemy movements louder and easier to hear to you. So those 2 very classic perks right there. Then with Tactical Mask, reduce the effects of flashbangs, concussions and shock charges. With Gung-Ho, which is returning from Advanced Warfare, this allows you to hit fire your weapon, deploy equipment and throw grenades all while sprinting, so you don't need to put down your gun. I think that's a pretty cool perk. And then finally we have Sixth Sense, which is, again, I think this is one of the most interesting perks of the tier, and possibly one of the most brand new and interesting perks of Black Ops 3, to be honest. Displays a minimap indicator with the direction of nearby enemies, and the thing I compare this to most is probably like Destiny, how the radar enemies that are near you, they're going to be showing up and they make kind of like a blip, so you can see the general area and kind of like gist of where they are, but you don't know exactly where they are, you don't know whether they're on the same level as you, but you kind of have a red indicator that suggests there might be an enemy near you or around you. But of course the Cold-Blooded perk is going to counter, so I think that's pretty interesting. Gives you almost like a UAV, it's kind of like a half UAV, and I definitely want to see how that kind of works in multiplayer and how people use it, whether they use it or not. But let me know in the comment section which of these perks sound most interesting to you, and what do you think you're going to rock. Of course, perk 1, 2 and 3 Greed are all available as wildcards, so you can double up on these, and currently the maximum you can use is 2 of each category. So let me know which class loadouts you're going to be using in the comment section. Leave a like rating on the video if you enjoyed it and you found it informational, and of course check out more Black Ops 3 content right here on this channel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.